Hello everyone, I'm Broughy1322 for the second time tonight, don't ask. Episode 45 of the Choking Hazard podcast. It's we're getting through them monthly.
Yeah, we're getting through them.
You might notice that there is...
Yeah, we finally got rid of them, guys. I knew you were waiting for this for a long time. We finally got rid of them.
There's a definite face missing. And a usual voice missing. We've got my usual co-host, Sugar-Free Nos.
Yes,
and
the one you all like.
The producer of our show, who's always here in the background and sometimes chimes in, has been upgraded to co-host this week.
And he has gotten a promotion.
Oh shit, boys! The mic's live. All podcast.
Oh.
And RDT isn't here for the first. It's kind of weird. It already feels weird. Does that feel weird to you?
No, it feels a lot better, actually.
This is the first time in how many years we've been doing this that we've done a show without one of the three of us. And I think you've only been missing for one of them, right, Hammer?
Well, I was, I was sort of present for one of them where I was coming back from a business trip, and I was on trains and whatnot.
Oh, I remember now.
I was partially there.
Yeah, and if you went through a tunnel, you let us know. Okay, I might be going through a tunnel now, just in case.
Just to let you guys know, there will be no ham cam. Unfortunately, I do not own a camera. It would break on sight of seeing me, unfortunately. So I have a face for the radio, and that's the way it's going to be kept.
Hammer was our guest in episode 2, but yeah, he didn't have camera back then either. He is a no camera kind of guy, and that's okay. RDT better not have its own show.
Yeah.
Yeah, we said this before it started, that RDT is going to forfeit all the income from this episode because we are now monetized on YouTube.
Finally,
that's a thing.
Thank God, I can quit my job.
We hit 1,000 subscribers, and then we had to wait a little bit until we hit 4,000 hours watched, I think it was. And then it got automatically reviewed. It took maybe 2 or 3 days, and we got monetized. So we're raking in those cents, those big cents.
Those AdSense, if you will.
AdSense, yeah. It's not much, but RDT's not getting any of the proceeds for this episode.
It's not much for him. The co-hosts get way more than him.
RDT's contract was 80-20, so he's wanting out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you to those who have supported the new channel.
All 5.5 of you.
I'll be right back. I'm just quitting my day job.
The gaming nights have done better than the podcasts. I'm not necessarily surprised by that, I don't think.
Yeah.
I think the last Cards Against the last game night, the Cards Against Humanity game night, got a couple of hundred or maybe 100 viewers. Oh, bless you.
Got me professional.
100 or so viewers more than the podcast. So, and then the GTA stuff did quite well. So you guys seem to enjoy the game nights. We'll still do those.
People watch the same game they've been watching for the past 10 years? No way. How could we have predicted this trend? I want to die.
Okay,
well,
so
why don't you? Why don't you just go and curl up and die?
The Miata's the only thing keeping me alive, and honestly, it'll probably kill me. So, like,
let Nos do the marketing. I know. The Cards Against Humanity video did get monetized. Like, I mean, there wasn't anything to demonetize because we weren't monetized when it went up. But then when we got monetization on the channel, everything got monetized, and I don't think anything got limited.
Yeah, they must have missed that.
That's the way you get around it, eh?
Yeah, that's it. You got to just start a new channel completely.
Do it.
So, yeah, thank you guys for supporting the channel. Hopefully, it continues to grow. We'll see. Nos isn't expecting anything.
I have no faith. I'm all out of faith. I also don't have any money, and I don't have a plan either. So
You gotta
It's
have a
just
plan.
3 strikes.
Well, speaking of having a plan, Red Dead and all that, there was a new Red Dead update in between the last 2 podcasts. I obviously
There
haven't
was.
checked it out because I haven't played Red Dead Online at all, but
I
I'm
don't recommend
curious to know what it's like, what the thoughts are, because I'm sure you did a stream on it, right, Nuss?
Did I? Maybe. Maybe I did one thing, but I've played it a little bit. The best thing that they've added was a glitch to sell a cougar repeatedly, so I did that and had a good time. I have $25,000 now.
And
What's
the
that?
whiskey glitch, of course.
What is that equivalent in like GTA money?
Uh, well, let's say the most expensive horse is about $800, I would say.
Oh, okay,
So,
and you've got 25,000.
yes.
Okay.
So it's yeah, it's all right.
So was that
I'm
was
doing-
that more or less profitable than the fish duping glitch?
Yeah. Oh, and let me tell you how great how easy the glitch is. Okay, so for the first glitch that required fish, all you had to do was put a fish on the back of your horse, and then put another fish on the back of your horse, and then do that repeatedly. That was it.
It's I don't understand how these duping glitches happen. It must be something that the way that Rockstar code the games.
Yeah, I imagine whatever it was, like when you put the new fish on the horse, it doesn't, like, whatever is supposed to run to delete the other fish from your horse inventory doesn't run. So
Yeah,
it
'cause
just keeps stacking fish over and over again.
But I mean, we've had so many like car duping glitches in GTA and whatnot. It must be something to do with the way that the items are catalogued within the game. It's bizarre. It really is.
I mean, yeah, you don't tend to. I mean, maybe it's just because I'm not necessarily playing those kind of games and in those communities to know about them, but you don't tend to hear about glitches like that and dupe glitches or item glitches or something in other games, like the big multiplayer kind of games.
Apart from terrible games like Fallout 76 and whatnot.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
but
I used to be kind of against the whole glitching aspect in GTA in the early days when I was still all fresh-faced and not cynical about everything that they do. But now, I mean, you know, they create rods for their own backs with that kind of thing. And if they're gonna make billions off a game, or try to make billions off a game, and try to monetize the hell out of it, but not put the work in to make sure dupe glitches don't happen, then it's just part of the game, and you should do whatever you want to do with it. It's not as if you're, it's not as if you're cheating because you're just doing whatever's in the game.
Well, I mean, I would argue it's probably cheating, but you're not hurting anybody else, so it's fine.
Just like car boosting.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. No, I meant like sort of using something external to mod the game or anything.
I'll tell you about the actual update, though. It's okay. I mean, they added in a couple new things. They added in the Lamat revolver from the original game, which you probably had no experience with because that's a late game weapon that you probably didn't buy.
I don't think so.
That's the one that's like half pistol, half shotgun, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. And the shotgun is functional. So it's a 9-shot revolver with an underbarrel shotgun, and it's pretty good. I like it a lot. It's very fun.
To have strong wrists to operate that.
Yes. And a lot of the clothing they've added's been really nice, too. A lot of the clothing, and then there's some new missions and stuff which seem, okay. So they're apparently like like some kind of update where you're going to be able to take on roles or something. Like you could be.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like a lawman, or you could be a whatever. And I'm interested to see where they go. I'm interested to see where they go. And I'm also interested for a PC port. So
that's something that might actually get me to try Red Dead Online for the first time.
Yeah,
like I like the sound of like the explorer role where you just go around treasure hunting all day. That sounds great for me.
Yeah, it's an intriguing concept what they mentioned with the 3 different roles that you can. It's kind of like it reminds me of what was the game? Isn't it Destiny that has 3 like classes or something? Or, that you can choose, like that sort of thing. If it depends how they do it. I mean, it still feels there's still nothing to make me play it right now. It feels
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't recommend getting into it right now.
but it feels like they've lost
But-
so many people who were like me. Like if there'd been something compelling on day of release, then I might have tried it and kept my hand in with it once every week or something, even if there wasn't, a lot, but if there was enough. But it feels like they've missed out with so many people by it being so bare bones when it was released. They're not going to bring those
I
people
think
back.
Rockstar actually discovered that people don't want to play PvP in Red Dead. Like no one cares.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just want to hunt and explore and do PvE stuff, and hopefully they'll go more towards that. So
hopefully they get to that aspect for the next GTA as well, because I feel like maybe it's the people who've been left over from GTA that would want to do all that PvP stuff, which is why they've been adding all these ridiculous vehicles. But all the people who perhaps left GTA once they completed single player or played a little bit of online in the early days, they probably don't want to do all that either. So I feel like that kind of aspect in games like this is more important.
Yeah, and I want a PC port so bad.
Meaningful content,
Yeah, something that's worth your time.
Yeah.
It does seem like they're trying to get people, grasping to get people back though, because I did see on Twitter before we started this that they're doing a free PSN weekend this weekend. So until the 27th of May, you can play Red Dead Online for free, even if you don't have PSN.
Yeah, but who doesn't
that's
have
what
PSN?
That's what all the bad online games do.
yeah. We got nobody coming and playing, so please, you don't have to pay for it anymore. It's as if anybody who doesn't have PSN would just load it up just to play Red Dead Online. It's like everybody's just playing different games.
I think based on how GTA's gone over the past sort of 5-6 years that it's been out, based on the way GTA Online's gone, I would say if you gave me the choice with GTA 6 between what we had with GTA 5, as in no paid updates and all in inverted commas free updates, or paying for updates, I would absolutely go for paying for updates.
Yeah, I mean
they wouldn't ever go back to that model though, because it won't make them as much money,
and it'll split the player base too.
Yeah,
potentially.
Yeah, I would totally be on board with that. It's like, that's one of the common arguments that people say.
How about
like,
some single player DLC?
Well, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They were so good at it. That's the thing. They were so good at that story driven game, and then they've just all gone, oh well, we're getting a bunch of money, so fuck it.
I mean, if Red Dead has a DLC, story based DLC, I'll probably go back to it and play it.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like,
I wouldn't.
No, oh yeah, you went to.
Yeah, he doesn't like it. He's a nerd, so he doesn't know what art looks like.
Do you remember I said that they had set it up so that they could, if they wanted, they could do like an HD remaster of the original Red Dead. That would probably bring me back.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, like original Red Dead in Red Dead 2 graphics.
Yeah, they've got the whole map there. So, and they've got the guy that plays John on board as a voice actor. So
as an actor.
Sorry,
I don't know whether I would play that though. I don't think I would. Like if I've played Red Dead now, I don't feel like I would play it again. Just for many people would, I'm sure, but.
Yeah, well, I liked the original Red Dead.
Yeah, I suppose I was a bit.
So I absolutely adored it. Second one's just not for me.
So
let me find that tweet from Arthur Morgan. Not to get too far onto this topic, but I liked and retweeted this by Roger Clark, the guy who played him. Hold on, let's see here. One moment.
Everywhere I look today, I see Broughy. That's not a surprise, Ted, but I mean, this is
okay. Roger Clark tweeted this on May 11th. All right. I'm very proud to be a voice actor, but most of the performances on Red Dead and most games are an entirely different discipline. Thank you to everyone who acknowledges the difference. We love it when you understand our work. We did it for you, after all. Hashtag performance capture. So thank you, Mr. Clark.
Who wants to be a performance capturist? That, am I not reading that correct? I'm not picking that up correctly, Nos?
No, obviously not. He's
What
an
does he want
actor.
to be known as?
We've covered all of this before. Can we
Yes,
not
we've done this
rehash
before.
old topics?
We don't have to, but I'm kind of triggered. I'm low key triggered. Well, what's the next topic?
So I recently went to. I've been moving up in the world. It's been a surprise.
Oh, sweet nap time.
Yeah, I'm quite
Yeah,
interested in this.
What did you do, actually? I missed it. I completely missed it.
Let's start from the beginning. When did the offer come in?
Well, hold on. Who made an offer? What happened?
Well, he's about to tell you.
So I don't know. I can't remember exactly. A few weeks ago, I just got a message with seeing if I wanted to
attached to a brick and thrown through your window. Was it
exactly? That was exactly right.
Okay,
and the money was in the envelope attached to the brick to pay for the window as well.
Nice, classy.
So I got a message asking if I wanted to attend a karting event in London to promote Crash Team Racing, the remaster of the game, or no, remake. Sorry, people get triggered if you say remaster when it's a remake, supposedly.
Oh yeah, it is a remake.
And I was like, all right, that sounds fun. Why not? It's the first time I've really ever done anything like that, and the fact that there was some proper karting involved with it as well, I was all on board. So I went down to London. They paid for my hotel. I paid for the travel and everything else. But went to what?
So where was the event at?
Team Sport Karting Tower Bridge.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
It was a pretty good track. I had like 2 floors up and down. I'll probably put the footage up at some point somewhere.
Were you allowed to? Did they actually allow you to attach a GoPro this time?
They did. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, I know. It's amazing. So yeah, that was fun. And I got to play Crash Team Racing, and then I made a video about it, showcasing how bad I was. And people got annoyed with how bad I was at the game because I'd never played it back in the old days. But yeah, it was kind of just an experience for me to go do something like that. Like the only time I can really think that's anything similar to that is when I went down to see Rockstar that we talked about on an earlier podcast. They paid for my hotel and stuff, but it wasn't for any kind of promotion, and there wasn't really any need for promotion of this. I didn't need to make a video. I didn't need to tweet anything about it. It was just kind of, they wanted people to play the game and try it, and maybe.
Who was the biggest person there?
One of the sidemen, I think. I don't know who it was, which one, but one of them.
Who's the sideman?
I don't.
KSI's group of people.
Okay. So can I just make a suggestion, Adam?
Mm-hmm.
That if you ever get an opportunity like this again, that you maybe do a little bit of research on the game that you're going to play. Just a little bit, because I have to say that was painful watching you trying to play that game.
But I feel like
you never played a racing game ever before, and you showed the whole community up.
That's a bit harsh.
Wow,
It's true. It's terrible.
Man, I want to go watch it now.
But it's a pretty unique. Like, you've got to know how to do these boosts and trickery and stuff like that, which I didn't have a clue.
That's what
That
I'm
sounds
saying.
familiar.
Do your research beforehand.
There's all kinds of booths
Could
that
have spoke to Josh
require...
Evans. He's got speedrun records in Crash Team Racing, the original.
Dude, why didn't
one.
they invite him?
Yeah,
They
exactly.
shouldn't have invited you. They should have invited him.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
Well, okay. Lesson learned.
Just a little bit. Just a little. At least know the controls, maybe, on a game.
Yeah, that's fair.
Been out for, about 2 decades.
I think
hey,
that's reasonable, I suppose.
You're almost at 200,000 subscribers. What are you going to do for 200,000?
I have no idea. Special podcast episode.
Yeah, wow. Some people would be so pleased. if you did that.
I mean, I've never played any kind of game like that. I've never done the sort of.
You've never played Mario Kart?
No, pretty much. I never played it
Really?
originally. I've never
Oh,
played
wow,
any of
okay.
the original, like the newer ones or anything.
Like I'm not a Nintendo fanboy by any chance, but I've played Mario Kart. I love Mario Kart. It's great.
I played it a little bit at
They should have
TwitchCon
sent Doodle.
this year, but again, I was hopeless at that. Like, I've never really gone for those arcade style racing games over the years, so I just, out of my depth, but a reasonable
Get
reasonable
yourself-
thing to say.
Do yourself a favor. Get yourself Mario Kart on the Switch. I was going to say on the Twitch.
And stream it on Twitch.
On the Switch. Get yourself Mario Kart. Get into it. Have a few battles with Xerxes and whatnot. And yeah, that'll get you into the swing of things.
Yeah, probably.
I'm sure Doodle could teach you. He's like world
Yes.
record holder in
Yeah.
that game for lots of stuff. So
Yeah.
Doodle's so fast.
In
Why is he so
everything.
fast? I wonder if he was born that fast or if he became
We need
that
to-
fast.
We still need to get him on as a guest. I don't know if his schedule's calmed down any yet, but we were going to get him on as a
Yeah,
guest.
he's
to
literally a
explain
professional
his,
gamer now. He's actually a professional gamer.
to explain his fantabulous world tour.
Yeah, he's gone up in the world from. I still remember that very first multi-class race we did on Los Santos Grand Prix on PS3 that he won. It was like he was pretty quick, and then
Speedy boy.
that was before the MCC season 1. He's been around a while, Doodle, and now he's a professional
Now
gamer.
he's not here because he's a professional.
Yeah. He's he's big now. He doesn't have time for podcasts. That's probably true.
Yeah, he has his own jersey with his name on it. I mean, once you have a jersey with your name on it and you don't play school sports, I think you've made it. Actually,
Yeah.
I would have to agree with that.
Yeah.
It's,
Um,
and as long as
it's
you've
not a
not printed out
softball
yourself,
jersey.
you've not like gone to the mall and had it embroidered on the back of a jersey that you've bought and whatnot. That's
Yeah.
doesn't count, obviously.
so yeah, also someone said getting invited to go visit Rockstar, that will never happen again. Yep, that's probably true. But never mind.
Their loss.
They're lost. We'll
I
see.
doubt it.
I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure they'll be bothered.
They'll invite you down and pay you in Megalodon cards.
All right, next topic. I wanted to talk a little bit about Lego City.
Yeah, I have not finished it yet. So
I haven't finished it yet either. Where are you up to?
I can't remember. It's been so long. I can't
Okay.
stream anymore because of my stupid life.
Man, NASA's like. Is there anything positive going on ever anymore?
I still own a Miata. That's pretty positive.
Okay, yeah,
about
that's
it.
fair.
That's literally the only thing keeping me on this plane of existence.
But no, you played Lego City and then you recommended
did.
it to me, so I thought, all right, I'll give it a go because I was ready to start a new
What a
playthrough.
fantastic little game!
What a game! It's so much
It's
fun.
really good.
Like it is Lego GTA essentially.
Yeah, and it's funny too. It's really funny.
It is. It's that
Yeah,
great
the Lego
humor.
games have a good sense of humor.
Yeah, it's kind of like I'd never played. I just don't play games. That's what Ali T would be saying if he was here. But I've never played I'd never really properly played a Lego game over the years. So it was difficult getting used to the whole concept of Lego games and getting used to the controls and what you have to do and stuff. But it's really good fun, and it makes me kind of want to play some other Lego games if they're all humorous in that way.
Well, I would
it's a lot of fun.
recommend Lego Marvel Avengers, the first one. It's
yeah?
really good. Yeah, it's got that same sort of humor in it, and it's got like, seeing as you've just completed the cinematic universe, they've got like 140 different characters from different like comic books and everything. It's really good. Plus, they've pretty much got like a to scale map of New York for you to wander around. So
Wow.
Really?
yeah,
Wow, that's pretty cool.
I've got the second one because there's a Lego Marvel Avengers 2, and it doesn't have that free roam element. It's not as good, I would say. So I would definitely go for the first one.
I think the free roam element of Lego City is what kind of caught me off guard initially, and was like, "Wow, this is impressive," because it's quite a good city that they've built around that game.
Yeah.
It's intriguing. There's lots of different areas, and it's just some. I mean, there's a lot to do if you were wanting to complete it 100%. There's a
It'd take
definite
forever.
grind in there, but yeah, great game, great suggestion, and I recommend it to anybody.
Thank you. Yeah, it was good. I need to finish it. I if I ever had time. Anyway, yeah, I need to finish the game because it's a lot of fun. It's really good.
Yeah. So how's the job going? Since
Well, right
since
this
you're
second,
saying
pretty
you never have
poorly.
time.
Yeah, I was going to say, Nos, how's your car?
Not well. I mean, it seems to crank now. I got a new battery today. It seems to crank, but I spent
Nos has been having car issues. Ladies
yes,
and gents.
the old GM machine that I deliver pizzas in. It went Sunday, so
Okay.
just wouldn't start. So in someone's yard on a delivery.
Oh, that's great.
So yeah, fortunately they were nice people, but I could have been down in the hood, and no bueno when that happened.
Okay.
So yeah, but it seems to start now. I'm gonna take it to work later today and pray. So whatever deity you people, I just want one of their help. Just all of you pray to all of them, and hopefully,
You'll get through your shift.
yes. But I mean, I like the job. It's nice. I actually, since my car was broke down, I used the Miata on Monday and Tuesday. That was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
If a bit nerve wracking, you know.
Yeah,
Also,
Really
people-
nerve-wracking.
delivering pizzas in any kind of anywhere neighborhood. In a
Oh, right, because people have guns in America. That's right.
No, because people don't know how to drive, and I'm driving my most prized possession to places that I have no control over where I'm going.
yeah,
So, you know,
places you wouldn't necessarily choose to drive.
yes, exactly.
Oh yeah,
So-
that's a point. This is the first episode ever where I am not outnumbered or at least equaled by Americans in this podcast. So
True.
RDT is
Right.
just
Kingdom
I
solidarity.
have. If there's anyone on the road I respect, it's motorcycle drivers. I will never overtake a motorcycle driver. I will stay 7 car lengths back from a motorcycle rider. I respect people who ride motorcycles more than anyone else on the road. And
Yeah.
my car is so tiny. I'm really only one step above a motorcycle
Do you know?
in terms of people trying to kill me.
Do you know who I respect on the road? When you were down in London, Bruff, were you in a taxi at any point?
No.
London taxi drivers is who I respect, because the amount of cyclists and whatnot they have to dodge.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
It's-
Bicycles need to be abolished.
I have. I honestly, I was a nervous wreck in the back of the car, just because there's bikes to the left and right and everything, and just like any slight turn and they're off. They're just
Yeah.
off, and it's just, oh my god, it gave me anxiety in the back of the car. I don't know how they deal with it every day.
I mean, who
Really.
even rides a bicycle anymore? It's 2019. That's like 1890 technology. We have
Well-
surpassed.
I think in London it's quite a good idea because you don't get charged several £1,000s a day for driving.
How about you walk? Have you thought about walking? It's not that much slower than riding a bicycle.
Hammer should visit India some point. Yeah, I bet it's worse in India too. Yeah.
No.
Did you see RDT pop in the chat, by the way, earlier? Like
Oh, did he?
5 minutes
Oh
ago.
yeah, it is in the chat.
Scum.
For those wondering, I deliver pizza for a well-known chain of pizza places. I'm not even gonna play that card. It's Domino's. I work for Domino's. So yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay. It's an okay job. I like it. You know, it's not bad. I would recommend it if you have grandma's old GM sitting out in the yard that still runs. Go get your job at Domino's. Go get your little part-time job. If you've only got one vehicle, absolutely not. people, I don't know how people are making it like on that salary with one car trying to like actually live. I couldn't do it.
You mean
So
with one car that you would constantly have to fix up and
yes,
like the
yes,
costs
exactly.
to run it?
Because that's the thing. The Cavalier breaks down. I have the Miata. I'm not. Yeah, I could still go places and do things and get things sorted. If I only had one car and you put 200 miles, 300 miles a day on a long
Yeah.
shift, a day. So
Okay.
it's insanity uh, how many miles you put on your car. I felt physically sick when I looked at the odometer of the Miata after Tuesday, like after working
Wow.
Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
I was like, oh god.
That seems like an exceptionally large amount of miles.
Well,
But
the area I deliver in is pretty rural,
right,
so
okay. So you're having to
like
go quite.
a delivery could
Yeah.
be 10. I don't know. The longest delivery I could go on is probably about 10-ish miles
Right.
one way. So that's 20 miles a delivery. You do 5 of those.
Yeah.
I
That's
think you forget that America, very big. UK,
Yeah.
very small.
Yeah. Makes sense.
We've got people in the UK, Nos, that deliver food on bicycles. Can you
yeah,
believe
Yeah.
that?
And
yeah.
Crazy.
But yeah,
um
if you can go get yourself if you got $1,000 Craigslist Civic sitting in your yard, it's not a bad job. If you've only got one vehicle, absolutely not. And then they pay these people like nothing. Well, I mean, not nothing. We minimum wage plus tips. It probably works out like $10, $11 an hour, maybe.
hmm,
And then they expect people to have nice vehicles that are reliable. No, it's not how it
yeah.
works.
It's
Like
not
that's not
yeah.
how it works.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
So
sure Domino's over here, at least in my city, they've got like a little fleet of
yeah,
vehicles that they
from
use.
franchise to franchise is different. Some franchises
Ah, right, right.
have their own vehicles, and most, I would say, have the people use their own vehicles. So
I've read I read about working at Domino's once. And do you have to like stay back at the end of the shift and help with cleaning up or anything like that, or are you literally just delivery
it
man and then
it depends on your shift. You're never just delivery man. So for Domino's, if you order Domino's, this may concern you depending on your franchise. But the drivers do a lot of the food prep, and by a lot of the food prep, I mean all of the food prep. Like the drivers are the one who are putting things, from bags into bins. They're the ones making the pan pizzas, not topping them or putting them through the oven, but they make the pans, they make the twists, uh,
okay.
and everything like that. Um,
I mean,
and then the
the one thing about a job like that is you're always busy, so the shifts should seem like they go pretty quick.
yeah, yeah, you're either. I mean, the only time you're not busy is when you have too much staff and not enough deliveries, basically.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, and it depends on what shift you work as well. It may be different elsewhere, but we have 4 different types of shifts. You have rush, reduce, late, and close. Rush basically means you just kind of work through the rush of the day, um, which usually equates to no more than 6 to 8 hours of work. Um, like you can have a 9:30 rush, which is you open and then you leave about 5, or you can even have like a 5 rush, which means you come in at 5, you leave at 9 or 10, something like that. Um, so they don't make in Hitman. They don't make your pizza. They just put the dough in the pan and do it. It runs through the oven, so
So,
you're good.
do you have designated deliveries, like when an order comes through, it gets assigned to you, or
Yes.
do you get times where like people are just sniping jobs from you because they want the tips?
You can. I mean, if you go up to the terminal, nobody's looking. You
Ooh,
can snipe some orders. It's not you're not supposed to, but
delivery sniping.
yes, it's not cool. But some deliveries will come up that like everyone knows that they tip well or something, or say this is slightly okay. I don't want to dox myself. There's a There's a large industrial complex thing that anyway, it's a big kind of industrial thing, and they order pizza a lot, and like 200, 300, 400, $500 orders, and they always tip well,
Mm.
and those are people snipe those out from under you. But anyway, with the shifts, you got rush. I told you about that. And then you've got reduce, which basically means rush, but at the end of the shift, you're taken off the road, like you don't do deliveries, and you wash some dishes. You wash like the pans and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And then you've got late, which you stay later. Say you close at 12, you stay till about 11, and you do the late dishes, which is all the make line dishes. So like everything that's on the line that they make the pizzas on, you wash those. And then close has to clean the whole store and mop it, and then make sure everything's good, basically.
Okay.
What nice cars have you seen in people's driveways?
I saw. Let's see. On one of my first days, I actually got a pretty good tip from a woman because I watched Doug DeMuro. She had a
Nice.
brand new Kia Telluride, and I had just watched the video
Oh,
on the
yeah.
Kia Telluride, and I
It's quite
complimented her
nice,
on
isn't
it.
it? It's quite
It
nice.
is very nice. It's big, and I love the way the
Yeah,
front
it is
looks. It
huge.
looks really mean.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I complimented her and talked to her on that. She gave me a $10 tip.
Nice.
I went to one guy's house a couple weeks ago. He had a Mustang, one of those like GT 350s, like one of those high trim level Mustangs. He had a Chevelle, two Wranglers, an old Ford truck, stuff like that. Like that's the first collection of vehicles that I've seen. I complimented him on that.
Nice.
What
my
else?
my dad, my dad, when he was bringing us up, he had a full-time job. He had his own business that he ran from home, but then he also took a job as a hotel concierge, so he got to drive really nice cars.
Just for that reason.
just to drive the nice cars.
There's also a guy. It was an old man, and his son owned it, but he had a decent looking 240SX, and those things are rare. They are very rare because people drift them and then they crash them. That's why they're so expensive.
Okay.
And he said that he paid $800 for it, and all it needed was like a starter or something. And it's something super simple. So
What's the
There's
worst
something
car
to
that
be
you've
said.
seen?
Sorry,
What
on you,
now?
Bruv.
What?
What's the worst car I've seen?
Yeah.
I don't know. See, that's the thing. I don't pay attention to like the terrible cars.
Okay.
But I mean, I've seen numerous vehicles. You got your old beat up '80s Corolla with garbage bags over the window.
Have you ever felt like nervous in a certain area when you've been delivering a pizza?
Well, there was that one. There was the one time where someone got in my car and drove it across the road.
What?
I was temporarily carjacked for a minute.
They just needed to get from one side of the road to the other.
No, well, the way I delivered there before and it was okay, but I came around the corner and their driveway was on the corner as I go past, and there's a minivan blocking their driveway, and I hear out the window of the minivan, "Hey man, your Misty is right here." So I pull off to the side of the road on the right side, which the correct side, and got out. And I left the car running because I thought I was just going to the minivan to give it to the guys in the minivan. They're like, "No, man, you need to get down, go over the door." So, and the whole time, the other guy in the passenger seat is like, "Man, can I have that thing on top of your car? Can I have that thing on top of your car?" He's talking about the car topper, the thing that lights up, goes on top of your car. I was like, "No, man, you can't have it." So I went to the door, knocked, and I turn around, and my car's moving. And one of those dumb rednecks got in the car and moved it over to the side of the road because cops patrol in that area. and the other guy was recording me the whole time. So it's like some sick prank, bro. So I could be in some sick prank video if you see, you know, Domino's a Domino's delivery boy carjacked in the hood gone wrong. You see that? Click on it. It's probably me. So. So I should have known I was in trouble when he kept asking for my car topper, and I saw the gigantic Confederate flag in the house's window. I should have known I was in the wrong part of town.
I mean, how did that resolve? Like, what, he just moved it around the other side and got out?
He just moved it to the other side of the road.
And who was getting the pizza? Was it those guys in the van?
No, it was the woman in the house. And she knew the guys, but we don't deliver to them anymore. They lost their delivery privileges. No. If they want pizza, they can come and get it themselves. And they only live like 5 minutes away from the store, so I'm sure they're not too affected by it. But it just like people, I hate this state.
I once stole my boss's car briefly.
Like actually stole or like just
moved to frustrate him to the point of almost calling the police. He was quite an annoying boss. I didn't particularly like him very much, and he was one of these bosses that he liked flaunting the fact that he owned a BMW, and the fact that it was an M BMW. Wasn't an M BMW, it was an M Sport BMW, which, as you'll know, isn't the full M BMW. So he had the M keyring and everything on his keys, and he just left his keys on his desk one day, and I was just like, I'm taking that. So I went out. I went out while he was away from his desk, took his car and drove it from one side of the building to the other, because he always parked it outside his window so he could admire his car. I just moved it to the other side of the building, and he totally freaked out when he couldn't see it.
That's pretty funny.
Did he ever find out it was you?
Possibly. I don't know. I never got in trouble for any of it, so I don't have a driver's license, incidentally.
I don't blame you. Driving's overrated. Another story. This is actually from Monday. So I was leaving on delivery in the Miata. So I was using the Miata on Monday, and some girl in what had to be a straight piped 350Z or like 370Z. I can't remember exactly because they all look the same. She cranks that thing up. I was like, okay. I cranked my little 1.6 up through that thing in reverse and backed up. I followed her, and we got out on the highway, and we were both screaming down the highway. I was going about 60 in second gear. It was great, and we were both screaming. They all. I mean, they look the same to someone who's not a Nissan Z enthusiast, which I'm not. I mean, they all look pretty much the same. I'm sure their badging is different, but they're all the same body. The
350 and the 370.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look very similar.
So, I mean, I didn't look at it long enough to differentiate between them.
Fast and very really furious.
Yeah, she was way faster than me. And a former coworker of mine, he owns a V8 6-speed manual Challenger, which is pretty nice. And I was driving with him. I was behind him. We were on the highway going, I don't know, 50. I drop it into fourth. I slowly, keyword slowly, pull up alongside him, foot to the floor. And then he barely gives it some gas and just shoots off in front of me. It's hilarious how slow the car is. I get joy out of how slow my car is. It just knowing that I can't even beat a Corolla in a drag race.
Have you considered doing any engine modifications or?
Not right now. I mean, if I get the rest of the car into the exact state I want it in, and then I just for some reason still have a bunch of money, maybe. But I mean, if you do like turbos and stuff like that, you sacrifice the reliability of the car.
Yeah, that is true.
Which is not really something I'm prepared to do. So I mean, that's kind of the point of the car. It's a sports car-ish experience with Mazda reliability. So
Yeah.
once you throw that reliability out the window, there's better cars to get for that.
Yeah.
If you want an unreliable fast car, you can do better than a turbo Miata.
Yeah. Speaking of cars that go fast and what you might want to do with them, we came across something in the pre-show.
We did.
Oh, hey, yeah.
And it was a submission for Choke of the Week, but we couldn't really, like, we were looking at the choke, but it was a bit unclear about the choke, and it had needed a description to talk about it and explain where the choke was, and it was kind of didn't really fit. But it was a real life racing clip, and as soon as Nos saw the kind of racing that they were doing, he was like,
"Oh, this is the sickest thing I've ever seen."
You see it if you watch the pre-show, then you'll see it. But I'm gonna show a little clip. We showed more during the pre-show as well, but let me just. I'm just showing like from like 10 seconds in the video that was submitted as the choke of the week.
We should do a shout out as well. This is from Carnage Racing.
Oh, they've actually got a greatest hits video that's 5 minutes 30 seconds long.
And it's like it's called, what was it called? Flagpole racing. But you're going around these tires, but back into the flow of traffic of the people who are behind. So you're coming up to another tire. You got to do. It looks like there's 4, or maybe it's 3. And you just turn around and you see cars coming. You know, you're having to turn into the traffic. It's coming your way.
This is the best racing I've ever seen.
This is an interesting one because you see the truck that's behind him almost like just going straight there. Look, it just goes straight at him. It's so crazy.
Go subscribe to them because they've got some crazy videos. It's basically Wreckfest in real life. There's school bus racing. There's trailer racing.
Figure 8 trailer racing we watched during the pre-show.
So and all these vehicles are just like the sickest things I've ever seen in my life. Like
this as soon as you saw this, you were like, I want to do this. This is right up my alley sort of thing, right?
Yes.
So basically the choke on this, by the way, was that there was like a red flag or something and he stopped. But then this person who was in second overtook him and won the race anyway. So it was we couldn't. But
also, can anyone in chat identify what vehicle he is in this video? That because I can't. I don't know what vehicle he's in, and I need to know because the dash is stripped.
Amazing.
Oh, it's a big block V8, I'm sure.
Great engine sound.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like all these cars is just because they're in second gear all the time on these tracks.
There's no way that I could do anything like that. That's totally out of my.
And this
sort
guy's
of
there's
zone.
someone in a Regal. Like there's someone in a Regal. Someone in like old Chevy truck. Like the selection of vehicles is just great.
Yeah, it's as soon as you saw it, you were like, I need to do this. So
yes, I'm gonna buy a CVPI. I'm gonna go do this type of racing right here.
I want to see it. I want to see those kind of videos. I want to see your return to streaming is you doing that kind of racing.
Yes,
that's what I want. So yeah, we just thought we'd mention it.
It has to be that quality of footage as well, because the footage quality is really good.
Yeah, proper GoPro set up 1080p and everything.
He's even got GoPro written on his helmet.
Oh yeah. And that was another thing that got us, just like in jeans and a t-shirt, going around
what other safety equipment you need, brother?
But it's so crazy, just going around these tires and back into the flow of traffic. It's just...
Oh, it's excellent. Well, there was the one video where they were pulling trailers and racing. It's great.
Yeah, if you want to see that, check the pre-show. Again, there was a crash that happened and the boat got wiped out. It was like they were doing figure 8 racing, but they needed to make it more dangerous and more potential for crashes, so they just added trailers to the back of the car to essentially increase the chance that you're going to hit something on the figure 8. It was the only reason. So there was boats on some of them, and a boat got wrecked off the back of the trailer. But it's good. It was good fun.
Have you ever considered the UK version of what they're doing, Banger Racing, bruv?
I've seen. I think I saw. Who was it? It was a Louis Theroux documentary video about that, I think it was.
Oh, really?
And he
That's
tried
annoying.
it. It might have been in America, but I think it was the UK. I'm not sure. Or it might have just been a completely separate documentary in general. And that looks rough, man. There's no way I could do that.
No, too fragile.
I'm too fragile for that kind of stuff.
Fragile.
I'm made of glass.
Yeah. Racing on tracks, non-contact racing is right up my alley.
Yeah. I think you do time trials. That's all you do.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Percy, who we've got in chat, and he edits some of our Choking Hazard Gaming Night videos. I think it's his cousin. She races minis, banger racing. It's like rallycross and stuff, and
Sounds sick.
she's like she's won a championship or something, and like one of her crashes was just, oh my god. It was ridiculous. There was nothing left of the car.
Oh
It was
Jesus!
crazy.
It takes a certain
Basic
type of
mini,
person,
there's
I
not
think,
much-
to be able to do banger racing or like proper contact racing, where it's just as much about hitting and taking other people out as it is getting to the finish line first. And
It's
that's
great to
definitely not
watch,
my
though.
type of person. Yeah, great to watch. I'd love to go and watch something like that we just saw.
Yeah.
Or the figure eight stuff.
Yeah, I went to banger racing when I was a kid. I went to a track in Cowdenbeath. That was some good racing fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Feels like that sort of stuff was more popular, like back years ago, in 80s sort of thing. Like someone said that in the chat, more big in the
Yeah.
80s, and it feels like because I've heard stories of like people in my family going and watching stock cars or banger racing or something, and they had little tracks dotted about in various places that don't exist anymore, which is a bit of a shame.
I think
Yeah.
half of the appeal for me though is all of the old like American cars you see in well, like what we just saw with the banger racer. Like, what would be the typical banger car over in the UK and
like
elsewhere?
a Vauxhall Astra, like an old
Yeah,
Vauxhall
see,
Astra.
That's boring. Okay.
You know, something with a big engine and a big body.
Yeah. Big block.
maybe if you're lucky, an
Yeah.
Astra GTX from back in the day. Rover 45, yeah.
Yeah.
Austin Allegro.
Doesn't quite have the same appeal to it, does it?
We don't have. Oh, they do those Rover SD1 races as well.
Oh, yeah.
The Rover SD1 racing is amazing. The Rover SD1's just a beast of a car. We had one as a family car. It unfortunately got written off when somebody went into the back of it. But yeah, they took the engine out of it, and the engine went into a banger racing car, and it went on to win like loads of championships and stuff. Those cars' engines were just ridiculous. I don't know what type. It was like a V8, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
V8, unusual for the UK, but yeah,
See,
what a beast of a car.
it's just like you can get any truck in the US and you have, 200, 300 horsepower under the hood. Yeah, literally any truck, unless you get some kind of like small V6 truck or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. America's great. I love this country. It's so good. It's so much better than everywhere else.
You just said how like you hate the state, and then you've gone to
Oh
saying
yes,
how
I
you
hate my state. Absolutely.
Okay.
But the country as a whole is great.
Okay.
There's more good than bad.
Well,
Now there is more good than bad. Trust me.
Have you guys seen anything about the Sonic movie? Did you see anything about it? Do you have any
Oh,
comments?
I
on it?
looked right into those gigantic, odd eyes.
I couldn't get past the gigantic human teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that look was big oof, and I don't even really like Sonic, so I mean,
I think them choosing to redesign it and delay the movie is probably the only out that they had in that situation. Because to go ahead with
I
that
don't even know
movie would
why
have
they're
been
making.
ridiculous.
What is it with like taking cartoons and then putting them in real world? Stop.
Yeah, I don't know.
Stop.
Jim Carrey did look fantastic, but Jim Carrey's always fantastic. So
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Jim Carrey like saved the movie. But yeah, it's a bit weird. It's a bit weird as a concept, but then it's also very weird. Just
Well, I mean, wasn't Detective Pikachu pretty successful? Is that movie any good?
It's meant to be very good. I want to see it, but I haven't. But it's meant to have been good. But it's still weird.
It is still weird, yes.
But I think they did it like the right way. Like they did a lot of research before they even started the movie, and they looked at real life animals and tried to,
I didn't even know. Does Pikachu even speak? Like, how does that work?
in the movie,
it's voiced by Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I knew. So he doesn't just go Pika Pika like all day.
No,
He
It's
actually-
not like it's a full voice acting performance.
yeah.
Sorry, acting. Acting.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I doubt he did motion capture for Pikachu.
Oh,
So
I bet he did. I bet he did.
maybe he did. I don't know. But wait, why? So since when can Pikachu speak English?
I believe it's based on the Detective Pikachu spin-off games, where the Pikachu in those games could speak. Like it was a special Pikachu.
The cat one.
Why is
in the
Pikachu a detective?
cartoon spoke
There
English,
have to
didn't
be
Yeah,
Pokemon
Meowth
that are
spoke in the
better
anime.
suited to be a detective than Pikachu.
I know.
Surely.
Well, Pikachu is the Pokemon, isn't it? It's the one that if they're gonna make a game around a Pokemon, they're gonna use Pikachu. It's just what everyone knows, I guess.
I mean, what you got? Detective Pikachu, Investigator Squirtle. Like what other roles can we fill? Or no, Squirtle would be a fireman. I feel he'd probably be a fireman.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm thinking.
This is all above me. I'm too old for this bollocks.
I barely know anything about Pokemon either.
Did you never play? Like
No.
any of the games? No.
No.
Okay.
I watched the show until the voice actor for Ash changed, and then
I don't think I
was
got that far
uncomfortable.
into it either. It was good. The good old days. Pokemon now is just a big nostalgia trip, I feel. And I'm okay with that.
tax account at side up. Yeah.
What are people doing now that Game of Thrones is over?
I've never
None
seen
of us
Game of
watch it.
Thrones.
None of us watch
Yeah.
it, so we can skip that topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that
Is
was
that even
quick and
written
easy.
down? I don't even think that's written down.
All right, so I mean, let's open the phone bank right now. How are we going to do this?
I'm gonna have to dual roll here.
Yeah, June roll.
Just
Everybody turns
open it
up
and then
on-
Bruff and I
Wow,
will
that was
talk
quick.
about the
Dr. Cola
gaming
bottle
news.
straight in there.
Straight in.
Oh no.
Is he actually going to stick around to ask his question?
If
this
you
time?
have any
That's-
questions
that's the
about my
question.
job, please ask them. I don't know why. Just give me something to talk about.
Right. Well, I'll be right back, everybody.
Goodbye.
Have you seen the new name for the new COD game, Call of Duty?
I have. Isn't it just Modern Warfare?
Yeah.
Isn't it? Wait, haven't we been here before? I swear I've already played Modern Warfare.
So there's, I mean, I've never played any of the Call of Duty games, but I just find
You
it
should.
ridiculous.
The single players are good. Like the Modern
Yeah.
Warfare series, they're actually good.
Okay, but there's Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare,
Yeah.
then Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2,
Noob
Call of
Tube
Duty
Ville.
Modern Warfare 3, and now it's Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Well, I mean, is it really any worse than Battlefield 3 or Battlefield Bad Company, Battlefield Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5? Is it?
I know
Is
that's
it any worse
that is
than that?
equally as bad. I don't understand how they can do this shit. It's so
They're,
stupid.
I mean, Modern Warfare 5 seems kind of. I mean, once you get to 5 in your series, I mean, you're kind of joining the ranks of things that are way overplayed out, like Fast and Furious and stuff like that. I think the max you can go to is 4.
Do you think
once you
that's
have a
why we're
5
taking so long for GTA 6? It's like, oh, that's it. No, it's too many. We're already too many with 5.
Yeah, that might be it. The next GTA will not be GTA 6. I'm calling it right now. It will be GTA and then a colon, and then it's going to be called something.
Kind of like GTA 3, and then it was Vice City and San Andreas sort of thing.
Or they should just completely steal that fan idea of GTA Vice. That was pretty good.
I didn't see that. What was that?
You haven't seen that little graphic somebody made where it's GTA 6, V and I for 6, and then like the CE lights up in a neon sign?
I haven't
I'm
seen
back.
that, but I get what you mean.
Yeah. They should just straight up steal that. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm back, and you're talking about GTA now. So what happened while I was away?
We were talking about. Have you seen the new Call of Duty name?
No.
It's just Call of Duty Modern Warfare,
Huh.
which is
Yes.
the first game. I don't get where they make
But
it. It feels like
But Call of Duty Modern Warfare was Call of Duty 4.
yeah. So they've
it's
gone. The Call of
COD
Duty. The
4.
first game was COD 4 Modern Warfare, and the fourth game is just COD Modern Warfare.
Could you imagine if they made it Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4? So you had Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, and then Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4.
I mean, I guess there was no way that they were going to win, right?
They've got themselves into the same situation as Rockstar have got with like classic and custom on GTA 5.
Yeah, and retro.
It's like we can't retro custom Modern Warfare.
I'd say GTA 6 will be GTA Retro Custom Classic.
At Nos, I recently learned from friends that someone on my town city council doesn't tip. Is this cause to start a recall petition, or should his house just be burned down? I go one step at a time and start with recalling his position, and then when he feels at rock bottom and he's taken up alcohol, then burn down his house. That's what I would suggest. If you don't tip your delivery driver for pizza, if you're in the U.S., you are a disgusting human being. I mean,
yeah, the US,
people...
like that was something that I, when we went to TwitchCon in 2017, the whole tipping culture is so different. It's just expected, and almost you have to do it.
Yes, you are required.
Yeah.
If you, I mean, those waitresses are getting paid like $3.25 an hour, so like you got to do it.
Yeah.
So, and it's not going to change anytime soon. You could say, well, why don't the restaurants just pay the fair wages? That's not going to happen. Well, I'm just going to let you know.
It should happen though, right? But it's not going to.
Yeah, should. No, what would be nice is if they paid fair wages and then you got tips as well. That would then like those.
Well, yeah, I mean that's how it works. Like in the UK, you have your minimum wage and then you get your tips on top of that. But that's why tipping isn't as common. But it still happens fairly regularly.
If you don't know how much to tip, just tip more. Exactly. Yes, exactly. I mean,
yeah, but that's something we don't have in the UK either. We don't have like in most places anyway. They don't have like a percentage of tip due.
Yeah.
Never. Don't tip by percentage anymore. Like that's what is it? 1975.
Is that dying out in the States? Is it now?
Just leave it $5. Leave what the service is worth. If I drive the entire length of the county in my clapped out GM to give you your one pizza, give me at least $5.
But you don't get enough payment from Domino's for that trip.
Well, I make $7.25 an hour when I'm in the store, and $5.25 an hour when I am on the road. Because your payment your pay is split like that.
But minimum wage for the state is what, $10?
$10 an hour? No, it's $7.25.
Oh, okay.
Are you ridiculous? Dude, if I made $10 an hour, I would be rich. I would have so much money.
So you get minimum wage when you're in the store, but that seems so backwards though, because when you're not in the store, you're using your own car, which incurs costs, and
that's
you're using petrol,
basically. And at my franchise, as long as you have your car topper plugged in and lit up, you get $1.25 a run, basically, which is not great.
Yeah, does that even cover like the petrol costs for a run? I mean, and does I'm guessing that doesn't change depending on like how far it is. It could be.
Yes, you pay for your own fuel as well. Let's see what on an average day in the old GM, and keep in mind that thing's actually pretty fuel efficient. It gets like 35 a gallon. It's like $15 to fill back up. So I would have to go on like 11 deliveries just to cover my fuel cost for that day. with if assuming no one ever tipped me. Like if no one tipped me the whole day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty bad.
There's no mileage reimbursement at all. It's just a flat
Yeah, I'm sure that's a
delivery.
thing over here. Like Domino's over here, you get a certain amount for how much your yeah. It is a terrible system.
Yes, yes. But I mean, look, if you're in the States and you order pizza, you can make up for that terrible system. Just
By
give your
tipping.
delivery driver a 10. That's all it
Yeah.
takes. Like a 10 is a big deal. Like a 10 in my case, if one person tips me $10, that means I can go on several deliveries and not have to worry
Yeah.
about my fuel cost or anything like that.
Yeah.
What I wouldn't tip a percentage. If you live on the entire other side of the county, get like 5 is the minimum you should be tipping. Like if you live across the street, maybe you can give a 2 or 3, but 5 would be the minimum to tip a driver. 7 and 8 is good, and then once you get into 10, that's into the I'm a good person territory. Like
You're
once you
going
get
the
past
extra
10,
mile, sort of thing.
yeah. Once you get past $10, that's where
That's
you're
probably like giving a
being
tip
really nice.
in the UK would be, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Below that, it's kind of like mandatory, really. And if you don't do
Yeah.
it, you're scum.
Yeah, and it's no. I mean, if you can afford to get a $30 pizza delivered to you, you could probably find a 5 somewhere to give the driver.
Yeah.
And that's all I ever hope for. I mean, if every delivery gives me $5, that stacks. Yeah, really well.
Yeah.
Because my goal is always on my days. I want to cover that day's fuel and the next day's fuel. So that's about I want at least $30-$40 in tips, and usually about average is tips plus mileage is about 50 a day.
Okay.
And then on some days, on busy days, you can get 80, 90, 100, 110, something like that. Yeah, it's not the same level of tips that like a waiter or a waitress would get, but I also make more an hour than waiters and waitresses. So
it's kind of crazy. You live in a backwards ass country.
Yeah. Yeah, most people do tip. It's the people who don't tip. Old people don't tip because it's my job. That's just my job to deliver to them. Why would you tip? And children don't tip because their parents just give them the exact money and they don't know to tip. It's very rare that I've been tipped by a child receiving pizza that their parents paid for.
Yeah.
So, your best tips, like you want to find people who have money, but they don't have so much money that they've forgotten where they came from, right? If I knock on the door and a 37-year-old woman with the "I want to speak to the manager" haircut opens the door of her McMansion, I'm getting $2 for sure because she doesn't know the value of money and she never had.
Can you just explain that to us? What's I want to speak to the manager haircut? What does that look like?
You've never seen my haircut.
Put it in my head for me. What does it look like?
Look, it's the first result in Google, the "I want to speak to your manager" haircut.
Oh, is it?
Never look, just Google it.
Wait, you Google "I want to speak to your manager" haircut?
Yes. And you can see what these haircuts look like. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, if Karen right there opens the door, you ain't getting nothing. You might as well just throw the pizza in her face.
What a shame.
Is it what? There's 3 pictures with text next to each one. Am I seeing
it's just any of them. Just put it in images. Just Google image search. "I want to speak to the manager haircut," and just look at all of them. They're all
all right. Okay.
Yeah. That I can't believe you've never seen this haircut.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, that's I've never come across that terminology before. I needed clarification.
Oh, well, maybe that's a US thing. Anyway, Domino's isn't bad. Okay, it's different franchise to franchise. The one I work at, the pizza is pretty decent. It's all right.
I want to know how close you are at securing Domino's sponsorship for the podcast.
Very far away.
Oh.
It's a disappointment.
What else? But anyway, yeah, you want someone who has the money to give you, but doesn't have so much money that they forget the value of money, right? Like that's the person you want. And sometimes poor people will tip you oddly well too. Like you roll up to a half destroyed trailer, and there's an old Ford in the driveway, and that guy will give you $10. It's completely random because those people know how hard it is. Like to be someone who tips well, you have to have went through some kind of struggle in life, or at least known someone who has. Right?
Yeah.
I think
I would agree with that.
people who aren't poor who used to be. Yeah, exactly. That's your best tippers.
Okay.
So.
Good.
So. I mean, we're
What's
in the
next?
gaming news section. I figured
We got a little
sidetracked,
Sorry about
but that was meant to be the gaming news section. How did we get onto that from Call of Duty name?
I have no idea.
I have no
Someone
idea.
in chat asked a question.
Okay.
And I read it.
Did you see the video of like PS5 loading times that Sony put out?
I did.
I think I did.
It was pretty impressive, like in terms of the step up from.
What frame rate does it run at? That's all I'm concerned at.
A million frames per second.
I doubt that.
I don't know. They didn't really give any details. They just showed.
I mean, it seems like they just put an SSD in it, and now people are like, "Oh my god, it's so fast!"
That could be it.
When did we have this technology?
But
I wonder how much more powerful.
Fastest SSD, like it's faster than anything that's currently on the market.
Yeah, in the console market, because
No, all markets.
What you mean, the SSD or what?
Yeah, the SSD itself that they've developed for this is like it beats anything out of the water, PC wise, console wise. Anything.
I can't wait to load into my 20 FPS 4K game in 2 seconds.
No, it's 8K.
Oh yeah, sorry,
PS5's 8K. Yeah,
all 8 of the Ks.
Oh man, yeah. Well, we'll see. I just wanted to mention it because it looked interesting how speedy it was.
Whenever 60 FPS becomes a console buzzword, I will be interested. Until then, I'm not.
Surely it must be next generation.
The demo that they showed
8K.
was,
They want 8K, bro. We don't even. Like, who are these people? Listen. Okay. Who is going to go buy a $300 box to play video games on and then spend $7,000 on a TV? No one. No one. That's not how.
I already have.
Then but you also have.
I also have a PC. Yeah.
Yes,
exactly.
exactly.
To both worlds, it's great. I can sit in front of my couch and play games on my massive TV.
Oh my god! I hate high resolution as a goal. I hate it.
I'll be honest. I would much prefer 1080p with higher FPS than I would.
Yes. So would I. So would
whatever.
Yeah. So would anyone who like actually takes video games seriously.
Yeah.
I think HDR is a good inclusion though. If
Yeah,
you get a game with
I haven't
decent
experienced
HDR,
it yet.
It's like
but-
holy shit, it's incredible. Yeah, I think the game that shows it off the best on PS4 anyway is Horizon Zero Dawn. If you get the HDR version on that on a decent TV, is like holy crap, particularly at night with the stars and everything, it just looks incredible.
Not experience. I feel like I held back a little bit by all the setup that I have for the streaming, because I could have HDR on this monitor, but then I have to think about the fact that the signal will then go to the stream and it'll probably be looking worse because the stream's not set up for HDR and stuff like that. So yeah. Epic are getting even more controversies.
Oh my
with their
god!
store.
I hate them.
Taking all the games. Did I mention this last podcast that I had to get Walking Dead? Was that? Yeah, okay. But then they've bought up more stuff like Rocket League, Psyonix.
Oh my god! I can't believe they did that. So why did they say Rocket League was making so much money, and then they decided that they wanted all the money? Stop.
Yes.
It just
Well,
makes me so upset that they sold their souls like that.
I
I
mean,
can't believe they did that.
I can only imagine that the owners of Psyonix just wanted, like, if you think about their product, they've got nothing to move to because they've said they're not doing a Rocket League 2. So you would be stuck doing the same game over and over again, just adding little bits and pieces to it. So while it's at its peak of users and money coming in, look for a buyer. It
Oh,
was
I don't
absolutely the right thing to
disagree.
do with
No,
what they've
yeah.
done, and they set it up. They set the game up to be exactly like Fortnite in terms of its monetization model, so
Oh,
that they
yeah.
could go, "Hey, Epic, look, we've got a game that already fits into your product portfolio. Fancy buying it? Oh, you do? Sweet. Give me money. I'm off to spend the rest of my life on a tropical island somewhere."
Yeah, no, I don't disagree that it was the correct financial decision to make by them, but it's such a shame that we're gonna watch Rocket League get turned into.
I mean,
How
that's
so?
like what all these
How
games
so?
that become.
What could they do to it that it's not already had done to it?
I have no idea, but just being an Epic
It's
exclusive
just going to be
is I don't
exactly
know.
the same as what it is at the moment.
But
I
it seems
just
like that's the way that all these exclusive games are going, is that it's always the right financial decision to do it, but it's always the
it
wrong
doesn't
decision
benefit
for
the
the
consumer in
community
any
or
way.
consumer.
I
So
don't think it is the wrong decision for the community because Rocket League is so Fortnite-sized already
So
that
how about all those
it
people with
doesn't
their
matter.
custom Steam maps and using the Steam Workshop, you know, like the structure that they have from the Steam Workshop? What about all those people? What about all those features you're
What about
losing out?
them? They're not losing it because they're not stopping selling it on. Well, they're not stopping supporting it on Steam. They're stopping selling it on Steam eventually. They will stop selling
Man,
it on Steam eventually.
I think the
you
main
just
They're not
problem
stopping
people have with
supporting
it
it.
though is that with the Epic Store, it's nowhere near as feature complete as Steam, and
Oh no,
they're just
no,
buying
absolutely.
up games to force people to use the Epic Store without
Well,
actually
again,
competing through the things that people actually want, features.
to play devil's advocate a little bit for Epic Store, I'm not particularly happy having another launcher on my PC, obviously, but Steam is such a big competitor. I can totally understand their business practices, Epic's business practices of what they're doing at the moment, as the only thing that they can do to take on Steam.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
know,
I feel like that's the thing. You can't look beyond what they're doing as the right way to the right thing that they need to do to get to where they want to be. But
yeah,
they're
yeah.
doing it
I
also
just hope
without
that,
bringing the
I
other
just
stuff
hope that,
along at the same time.
yeah, I just hope that when they get to, if they get to the point where that Steam is, where they become a direct competitor to Steam, I just hope they stop. They've said they will. They've said they'll stop like buying up
sure.
exclusive games and stuff when they reach parity, and when Steam start charging developers less to have their game on their
Yeah,
site and
I mean,
whatnot.
I can totally
But you
understand
know,
indie
it's
developers
not
as
like
well
it's written
going
in
for it
stone or anything.
because
You know,
the share that Steam take is ridiculous in comparison
Well,
to
that's
Epic.
because
So
I mean, for all of Steam's flaws, it's still the best. It's still the best platform.
yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what I
Anything.
mean. Like they're not like Epic have done it where they started off well by saying we're going to give we're only going to take whatever was it 11% or something, and if you're using Unreal Engine, we're going to waive the 5% that we normally charge for that. So, they started well because indie devs and a few devs would go to Epic exclusively just because of that reason. And
Yeah,
they should have taken that and then focused on making the store itself better so that more devs would be like, all right, and more people were like, okay, I'm okay with going over to Epic for this. I'm okay with this dev choosing to go to the Epic store now because they give much better profit margin and the store is equally feature complete. But they've
yeah.
done it the opposite way by just forcing people to go over there, which
yeah. That's the thing. Like you just see these games that have been in development for a year, and then they make a post on their website. We're now part of the Epic family.
the
No,
worst is that some games that were crowdfunded have done that. Like they were crowdfunded,
Yeah,
they were
that's true.
promised a Steam release, and then they go Epic exclusive, and it's like, you bastards.
That's down to the developers, though. I think really more than down to Epic.
Yeah.
Really.
And what was the the recent sale? They don't even have a shopping basket on the Epic store, so they had a mega sale across the entire site, but they didn't tell developers about it. So the developers, some of them took their game off the Epic store whilst the sale was going on because they didn't want their game on sale, because some of it, it's an alpha game or something, and they wanted that would devalue it when it was fully released. So they didn't communicate at all.
To give a bit of background, the sale differs from a Steam sale in that Epic were still paying the developer full price for the game.
Yeah.
Epic were chipping in the extra cash that they were taking off. So they were taking any game that was over $14.99. They were taking $10 off the price and giving the dev the full price of the game.
Yeah.
Which is pretty incredible.
It's a good deal.
Yeah,
They didn't let the developers know.
But yeah, if the developers had been informed about that beforehand, because there is a legitimate reasons to not want to be part of that, to put your game in that position if it hasn't even been released yet. You don't want to give it away for, when it gets released at $25, you're like, people are like, well, why? It's not worth $25 because it was on sale for $15. And it just seems like they're just flaunting the money around which they got from Fortnite, but not backing it up in doing it in the right way, and that's what's pissing a lot of people off.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of people were, because it doesn't have a shopping basket on the Epic Store, I think a lot of people were getting fraudulent credit card charges because it was going through.
It's really just a great platform. End of discussion. It's really great. I'm so happy with all my favorite
great
games.
yet, but it has promise, and I think competition's good in the marketplace. So Steam having a competitor will hopefully bring Steam's quality up a little bit better, because God knows it's been dire of late.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll wake up a little bit and say, "Oh look, we've got a competitor, and we've got to start thinking about what's going on."
But they seem so slow off the mark with it.
Yeah.
Anyway, should we do phone bank?
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh wait, last episode comments first.
Oh shit!
No.
Right, okay.
I can't remember what the comments were meant to be.
Oh right, Phil Hoff does this thing.
Oh, platypus, wasn't it?
Platypus.
Sexy said it.
Yes. Yeah, platypus.
I'm gonna. How many? Yeah, I need to know how many comments
So-
we had total first.
49 comments.
I'm gonna say 31.
All right. Nos?
36.
Cool. I'm going to say 26 because that's the answer.
Okay.
Big oof.
20,
Hey, Dr.
26
Cola
out
Bottle
of
got it.
49.
Yeah.
Good job, Dr. Cola Bottle. You win nothing.
Nailed it. Our guest for the phone bank, our question asker, got it nailed on.
Absolutely. Speaking of which, let's bring him in, shall we?
Hello, caller. You're on the Choking Hazard podcast. Who's your question for, and what is your question? Oh, God.
So basically, speaking of Nos's new job, congratulations on that, Nos.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare congratulate me on my entry-level minimum wage job. I walked in and I didn't smoke pot on a daily basis, so I was a definite hire.
So anyway, I just wanted to know kind of more at Hammer and Broughy, what if you had any interesting tales from previous jobs, or things that you've done in the past. I know Hammer mentioned a couple of things what he's done, but I don't know what previous jobs you've had, bro.
I mean, my first job was as a waiter in a Chinese restaurant, and I lasted.
Oh yeah, we talked about this last episode.
3
I think.
shifts, yeah.
And you lasted what was it?
3
5
shifts.
minutes
Oh
or
yeah,
7?
like really short.
Yeah, it wasn't good. And then I went to a.
So, but why? Let's dig into that a little bit. Why only 3 shifts? What was bad about the job?
He didn't speak Mandarin, Chinese.
No, I talked about this last month, right? On the last podcast. They didn't do any training. They just threw you in, expected you to know what to do. I mentioned about the whole, trying to. I'd never opened a wine bottle before, and I had to serve this couple a bottle of wine, and they told me how to do it. Like,
Oh, that's sweet of them.
well, yeah, but they didn't look very happy about it.
Oh,
It was so awkward. It was horrible. I
I
hated
think it
it.
was quite a swanky Chinese restaurant then.
Yeah, it was fairly nice, But
Should have went to a cheaper one. All you
Did
would
you
have
have
to
to
do
wear
is
a
crack
tie,
open a box.
yeah. I had to wear like the proper stuff that they like. It was like I don't think it was
do
a
you have a
tie, but they
uniform?
gave you like a
Imagine
vest.
Brough in a suit.
They had a vest. I wear suits. What was
He's
the?
so offended. You just
I'm
offended.
so offended by that. Imagine Brough in a suit.
Could you imagine Brough as a well put together adult?
No.
And yeah, after that it was washing up in a pub in the kitchen and doing other general helping out in the kitchen.
To do front of house.
No,
Ouch.
I did sometimes if they needed someone, but I didn't really enjoy being out front
I
like
need to
that.
be a bartender. I'd be.
I think my favorite job was being a bartender.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah, I never did that.
But yeah, I could tell you some stories if you like.
Well, let me finish
how
my
far? All right,
you know.
sorry. On you go.
Because then I quit that and went to uni, and then after uni I did the karting job for I think it was like 3 years. So there's only really
That's a
two
long
things
time.
that stick out to mind with that. One was that the entire paintball arena that we had burnt down. Well, just went up in flames because it was
Hang
all
on.
what?
A paintball arena burnt down.
Well, went up in
that-
flames. I guess it was open air, but yeah.
Aren't
it-
they made of like wood anyway? So
Well, no, it was all like rubber stuff on the floor of the paintball arena, and the in their infinite wisdom, which is bang on for that track, they used like a flashbang grenade or something, and it had just caught it wrong, and then it just spread, and it was a huge plume of fire going over the track. From the real life racing videos, like you take the
man, these
first
fire
corner.
effects are really realistic.
Well, if you like the tight corner, like in the first part of the lap, it was just completely covered in black smoke, and there was carts going around. I was like running a
Dude, I
session.
bet that was a sick day to be driving a go kart.
I just gone through this
awesome.
big black smoke that came down from the hill. But yeah, it was stupid. And then the other one, because they created a new paintball arena, but on the side of the hill on the track. And I mean, it's a stupid placement. Someone was bound to get hurt, and someone broke his leg on there, of course. And then it took like an hour and a half for emergency services to show up, and the guy was going into shock and stuff like this. Like, it kind of
From
it
breaking
speaks.
a leg.
Well, yeah, because it just been so
Yeah.
long that the
Pathetic.
but
You
you know.
don't see that in F1. Yeah, you don't see horses burning to the ground.
Yeah, but it speaks volumes about how the place was towards the end of me being there. That the two main memories that I have are fairly negative,
I mean,
ridiculous.
I bet that race would have been more exciting than the Spanish Grand Prix.
It probably would have been. Yeah, I mean, it was. But then
Maybe that's
So-
what they need to do to make F1. Make a paintball arena beside each F1 track and then set it on fire
Yeah.
before each race.
wherever
Yeah.
the smoke goes, you've just got to try and avoid it or get through it as best you can.
So next time I go paintballing, I'm going to bring some Molotov cocktails with me to flush people out of
That's the way to do
bunkers.
it.
Yeah. What about you, Hammer?
So, yeah, I started my career as I started my working life as a paper boy.
Oh, that's classic.
It's classic, isn't it? Really.
That's
How old are you? Like 70?
I was going to say you sound really old.
How old am I? I'm 34. I think I was 13 when I had this paper round. and it was delivering the local free advertisement paper. And my route was absolutely massive. It took me like 3 days. It was a paper that was delivered in the evening rather than in the morning. So every week after school, it was get out on the bike and delivering a massive satchel full of
Big issues.
newspapers that dug into my shoulder, and just that was terrible. So I gave that up pretty quick. Started moving to supermarket. I was checkout and store shelf stacker at a supermarket. There's not much to say about that. I did bar work while I was in uni, which was the best time. Bar work is the best work, but the least well paid work that I've done.
What is so good about it?
It's just the banter that you have with the customers and everything. You know how I'm a cheeky bastard.
Yeah, you can't have
in
crippling
chat.
social anxiety.
Yeah.
You know how I'm a cheeky bastard to you in chat. I was like that to every single customer that I had, and I fucking loved it, and they loved it too.
Okay.
It was great. It was great. So like I could. So I've got a few stories if you want to hear them from working in bars. Okay, so so I was working at this bar, and it was Halloween actually. So we had various people in the bar all dressed up and whatnot, and one of our regulars was a very, shall we say, unattractive, taller lady with a bit of hair on her top lip. She was dressed as Captain Jack Sparrow.
At least she knows what role she was born to play.
She was. She got. I kept my eye on her throughout the night because she was getting very, very drunk. So she was getting to the point where I would have to probably remove her. But things were getting busier and busier, and I sort of lost track of her, and so it had gotten to the end of the night. We'd managed to get everyone out of the bar and like moved on and whatnot. So after you do that, you've got to clean up the bar, clean up the toilets and everything, and just make sure that everything's nice for the next day. So during that time, I was on toilet duty, so I went into the men's toilet, cleaned everything up, and went into the women's toilet. And the sight that it scarred me for life. The sight that I saw, it was the woman that I had mentioned beforehand. She had, as you go in the toilets, the cubicles are facing you. And she had one leg up on the side of the door, and she was shaving herself because she was promised some stuff from a gentleman that had since left the bar. So she was preparing herself for the time ahead, and that's what I saw. She had quite a long way to go before I had to, shoo her away and whatnot. She didn't manage to finish the job, unfortunately.
So did you see Captain Jack Sparrow's booty? Is that what you're saying?
I saw Captain Jack Sparrow's bush. Yeah. It was
good lord.
Wow.
Yeah. You see some interesting things when you work in a bar. We had for some reason we were cleaning up the disabled toilets. The disabled toilets, and there was like a sanitary towel bin there inside the toilet. So we had smelled this funny smell, and we were like, what the hell is that smell? So we eventually tracked it down to the corner of this disabled toilet, and somebody had, whilst the bar was open, somebody had defecated in some toilet roll and rolled it up to make it look like a toilet roll cigar, but it was filled with poo, basically.
What?
And placed it delicately behind the sanitary towel bin. to this day, I still don't know why it happened. It wasn't a recurring thing.
People like that are why I'm for the death penalty. By the way.
It was
Demonetized after these stories.
Definitely
It was-
demonetized.
it was to the point where I couldn't even be mad. I was just more like, what the fuck has happened here?
You couldn't work it out.
Why has anybody done this?
Oh my
So,
god!
you get some funny stories. I got
Were
felt
those
up
funny?
quite a
Yeah,
lot as
those-
a
I'm
bartender
uncomfortable.
by older women. That was that wasn't fun.
You didn't take any of them up on their offer then?
I
How
didn't know.
older?
Not when they look like antique leather handbags. No, that's a wee bit too
Oh,
much
wow.
for me. Wee bit too old for me.
Yeah, my stories were like a play school story in comparison to this. I mean, Jesus.
I thought my stories were good. Bloody heck.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, but bar work is the best. You do get some weird stories, but on the whole, it's really fun.
Should be the tourist guide for Scotland.
I had a regular customer he was this sort of middle-aged guy. He was quite cashed up, and his wife came into the bar and got absolutely plastered, like really plastered. And I was at university at the time, and she was trying to lord it over everyone about her going to a very prestigious university and whatnot. And she said to me, like, what do you do? I went, well, I do systems analysis and design at this university. And she says to me, oh, well, actually, I go to St Andrews University. Like that. I went, oh, okay. That's cool. So what do you study at St Andrews University? And she said, oh, I study medieval history. And I just burst out laughing. I was like, you're a middle-aged woman. What are you going to do with medieval history? Like that. And she went absolutely mental at me, started shouting at me like that. Went to her husband. She went to her husband. Are you going to let him talk to me like that? And her husband turned around and went, he's not wrong. To be honest.
Oh, that's good.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That's good. That's a bit of deserving.
Yeah, it's pretty good when you cause a divorce from behind the bar. It's
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah.
Good question, Dr. Colabottle. That gave us some fun stories. Thank you.
I work at Subway, so I get all sorts of funny shit.
Go on then, tell us a funny story.
And they're nowhere near as on the same level as what
Yeah,
Hammer's.
this show is. I
like,
mean, come
I
on.
feel
Now.
I'm older. I've got stories.
So basically, at the Subway I work at is in a mall, and we have like trays like in front of the till area.
I'm surprised the mall still exists. I thought they were all gone.
Oh, it's a really shit mall. It's just
Are
a
there
really
any
shit
good
mall.
malls anymore? Is that? I mean,
The Trafford Centre's pretty good.
okay. There's a few in the UK, I guess.
And Metro Centre as well.
Yeah.
So essentially, it's in like a food court, and at the towards the end of the day, we get like these like these kids, and they're kind of 14-ish. They've got their parents' money, and they're just like, have you met anyone from Salford or from Manchester? Because it's a really annoying Salfordian accent.
I haven't.
And it's just the worst. But we get these really like narky kids who come over late night, and they're like, just go and buy yourself, get your parents to buy yourself a PC or buy a PS4. Just go home, do something other than come to this crappy mall. And anyway, so these two,
all they do is just come to the Subway and just
these two kids come over, and they're like, these two girls, and I'm at the till doing something, and like, I want a drink. I'm like, yeah, sure. Do you want a bottle of drink or do you want from the machine? Because we've got this drinks cup dispenser machine thing. And like, one of them just gestures over to the drinks machine. I'm like, oh yeah, sure, it's 120. And she takes a £5 note out of her pocket and throws it onto the tray. And turns around and starts talking to her friend. Doesn't even look at me, just throws this money.
What an asshole.
So I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. So I take the money and I take the change in 10 and 5 pences and take the money and throw this handful of coins onto the tray.
You made it hail on
And
this girl?
it's just
Nice.
this is this massive clang noise all over the tray. And the girl looks at me as if to say, like, what the fuck are you doing? Kind of look. And I was like, oh, there's your change. And
asshole 1v1. Yeah,
pretty
standoff.
Pretty much. And the next girl, who's a bit more like timid now, I'm like, do you want a drink as well? And she's like, yeah. I was like, okay, that's 120. And she hands me the £5 note.
Of course she does.
Lesson learned.
It's like, oh, thank you very much. There's your cup. It's like,
yeah, that was deserved. Did she pick it all up? Did she take it?
Yes, she did.
She did?
She was like,
okay. Couldn't afford to not take it.
Just like scraping it into her hands and into her pocket.
And she jingled away.
Yeah.
Away.
Good stuff.
But we did get quite a lot of customers who were just thick. How do you even function in life if you are that thick?
Yeah,
Like,
every job.
Is this stupid thick?
I mean, you guys know what Subway's like. You've got those big panels of what all the prices are like behind the server.
Can be difficult though.
Yeah.
Foot long, 6 inches.
Yeah, but when someone comes up and goes, how much is a sandwich? And you're like, well, all the prices are up here, literally, and you're like, how much is a ham? It says right there. It literally says right there.
To give these people leeway. You can't.
Some people can't read.
You can't hold on to that anger. That's gonna pop a blood vessel in your head when you're 40. I'm telling you right now. You've got to leave it. Understand that there are people in this world.
I worked there for 3 years.
Don't understand how things work.
That. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's But
so how much is a sandwich? Like ham specifically?
Yeah, how much? Yeah, how much is a ham sandwich?
Fuck if I know.
Yeah, I just want bread and ham.
Yeah, I just want bread and a bit of ham.
I had a woman
inside.
come
How
over
much
the
is
other
that
day
gonna
asking
cost
for
me?
a kids pack, but she wanted the bread just wrapped up with the cheese.
Can I have it
single
8
slice
inches instead of
one single
6
slice
inches?
of cheese wrapped up, and then some cucumber in a bag. So it was just bread with some cheese. And with some
Yeah,
cucumber.
listen. Some people have low carb diets. They want the bread separate. All right.
Why not just not get cheese then?
All right,
Can
you've
I
told
just-
your story. Now
Alright,
get
anyway,
out.
sorry, never mind. Sorry. I'll
Thank you for the
Bye,
question.
Dr.
Bye-bye.
Coloball. Bye.
thank you for having me.
See you
Yeah.
later.
That went on for longer than I expected. Apologies.
That's
I
fine.
wrangled that a wee bit better, but never mind.
So apple juice minute. Addy T, do you want to do us your apple juice minute? Oh no, he
Yeah,
can't.
he's not here.
He's not here.
Not here.
Instead of apple juice minute, we got Dr. Cola Bottle's Subway stories.
Does not compare. 4 out of 10.
So it's Chuck, straight to the choke of the week to finish the show.
Thank
It
God.
is.
So
Let's
we
get
got
this over with.
3 clips to go. The first one's really quick supposedly, so we gotta keep that in mind. Let's get to the main screen.
Oh, it's
before-
in German. It has a period after the number.
Oh.
Let me know when you're pressing play.
Alright, I'm gonna press play now.
Okay,
So,
we're in the Nero. Is this Olympic GP?
It looks like
I think
it.
so.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
wow,
not
sick
gone well.
50-50.
Go straight over.
Nice 50-50 there.
Yeah, you gotta be careful there.
Went
That is
on
a way
the,
to lose
on
a
the
race.
barrier.
Non-GTA choke just for Nos.
Oh,
Hey,
there you go.
awesome. Excellent.
There you go.
Forza
win.
Horizon 4. This is quite the track.
Yeah, this looks pretty cool, actually. I don't know about these cars they're using on it.
No. They're on a hillside.
Oh!
No!
Debated.
No! No!
Rip Nos. It was a GTA joke. Absolutely duped. Oh, that's wrecked.
No!
Poor
I'm so
Nos.
upset. I've never been more upset in my entire life. I can't.
That didn't even focus on the choke, to be honest. In that was the best part about that was the dupe.
So we've got a Hermes race.
I hate all of these clips. I'm not voting this
2
week.
out of 4. There we go.
Only 4
Wait a
laps.
second. Oh, takes first on the inside. Are we going? Yep, takes first.
First in the
Magnificent
Hermes.
move there, and goes for the carb boost. Yep.
Third lap out of 4. Fourth lap out of 4 we're going into. Last lap.
Doing well.
Yeah.
Managed to.
Oh, he's on the
And
final.
then-
No,
Oh!
on the final.
Oh.
Straight. Goes for the curb boost,
no.
hits the side. Oh, he's still going to get it. No, he isn't going to
No.
get it. He gets pipped at the line. Oh,
Nightmare.
man.
Nightmare.
Absolute nightmare. That's a bad way to lose. So the second clip was a
He's
stunt
disqualified.
race.
The second clip is disqualified. Cannot win.
The second clip he tried to take the sort of shortcut line off the edge of the track on a stunt race at the end and wrecked it. How do you feel, Nos, about that?
I don't feel good. No, don't feel good at all. I would describe how I feel as
on
bad.
GTA clip of the week, I think you'll find.
I can't believe this happened. I can't.
Yeah, the bait. Was that you took the bait so hard as well? You're so hungry for a non-GTA clip that was like.
God, I hate Grand Theft Auto 5. I can't stand it.
Oh God! So you're not voting out of protest.
No, I'm not voting. I refuse. I'm abstaining.
I think I have my vote. I think I know. But again, I'm gonna go for what I think is like the more proper choke in the whole
Here we
thing.
go again.
And
Everybody buckle up.
everybody's gonna vote for what I think they're gonna vote for, and the correct winner isn't gonna win.
120 people watching. 120 people, and 29 of you have been asked to vote.
Come on, are you serious? 100 of
Come off
you
it.
are just sitting there being lazy drains on this show. Either vote or leave. I'm sick of you people. Click on the straw poll and vote. I don't care. Oh, but I'm on mobile. It'll open up another tab, and then I'll have to. I don't care. Stop. Vote. I'm so sick of you people being a drain on this entire project.
Wow.
You just come here,
You just
you
got
watch,
13 votes
don't
there.
contribute.
Boom.
I'm sick. It makes me sick to my stomach. Every one of you who are not voting.
That actually worked, I suppose. We got double, half the amount of votes again.
Well, that's what I thought. Okay, voter apathy is why the whole world is in the place it's in.
That's probably true. But I mean. This is probably
drains.
showing that half of our entire viewer base of this show aren't actually watching. They've got it on for the RP count, the Twitch.
Is that what it is?
Oh yeah, your stupid stream currency.
Yeah, stream currency. That must be what it is. If we took that away, then we'd actually only have 45 people watching.
You leave it. Yeah, look, okay, we've been live for 2 hours. You've had 2 hours of listening. All right, for that 2 hours of listening, all we ask is that you just click one link and you vote quickly. It
Nah,
takes
I'm just
5
lazy.
seconds.
51.
You don't have to sub. You don't have to donate. You don't have to do anything. This is free content, and all we ask is for you to click out of one of 3 options. And you can't even do that.
And neither can you, because you're abstaining from the vote this
No,
week.
I'm abstaining because of emotional distress. They are abstaining out of laziness. It's completely different. It's completely different.
Completely different. Oh.
How many
Alright.
votes are we at?
So we're at 59 votes.
Oh,
and I
that's
can
actually
tell you
pretty impressive.
there
We doubled
are-
our votes.
There are 3 votes between the top 2.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's good. Then you gotta come on. Not voting at a protest because of Nas's tantrum. How dare you call it a tantrum? You're gone. You're out of here.
You time him
You're
out
outta
for
here.
2 minutes.
2 minutes in the corner. If you don't vote, you get 2 minutes in the corner.
Wow.
Wow.
Sorry
Abuse
for
of
Beyond
powers.
Profit. One of our hosts is displeased with you.
2 minutes in the corner.
Oh, man.
Don't turn around. Don't look.
Oh, wow. Okay. Shit just got real.
Quit messing with the pencil sharpener. Stop.
And Phil Hoff
Stand in that corner and do nothing.
untimed him out. Phil Hoff did the proper thing.
That was the improper thing. See, it's like when one of the parents is really relaxed and always undermines the other parent.
Totally
Never
weird.
worked.
All right. So what?
I've just checked Choke Chat.
That is a great image.
Dr. Cola Bottle sent us that.
That's a great Oh man! If you're listening to this, you have to watch the end of this podcast. You have to go watch it on
Include it-
YouTube.
include the
The
link
Joking
in the
Hazard channel.
That's the thumbnail for the next video.
Every time I look at it.
Oh Jesus!
Oh god! I'm so good. Oh, let's get it off the screen. Okay. Whew.
So,
Oh,
gentlemen,
God.
we have an ongoing Choke of the Week vote. What was your favourite clip, Adam?
Choke 3 was the best. I mean, it was the actual choke. It was right at the end of the race after taking the lead from the lead, end of the race, doing something that he shouldn't have been doing because he was so far ahead, and he almost still won it and then lost the weight. If it doesn't win, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Okay. Well, I also voted for Choke number 3. And that means that Choke number 3 is the winner. Well done.
Actually,
Wait, you serious?
you're not
Yeah.
faking us out.
What?
No, it's Choke number 3. Choke 3 won.
Oh, thank God!
Oh,
I thought I
for
was
my-
gonna
my
have
faith
to
in
leave.
humanity.
Wow.
Has been restored.
Yeah, man, I feel better now.
job,
Wow.
chat.
Good job, chat.
So that won with 30 votes, and Choke number 2, the non-GTA clip of the week, was 27 votes. So it was very, very close.
27 of you are a disgrace.
And then following up with 2 votes was our sick grind, was Choke number 1. So
It was a
well
sick
done-
grind, but
Well
yeah.
done to our winner, DNB Warrior, a new.
DMB Warrior, you are
Yeah, good
horrendous.
job.
You're horrible. That was terrible, and you deserve to lose that race. Congratulations.
I'm glad you did.
Also, the for anybody that was wondering, the non-GTA clip of the week was Bloody Squirrels, and the sick grind was Ben L. So
Bloody Squirrels is no longer welcome. He's no longer welcome.
oh, he's very ill.
No, he's not.
He is.
No.
Oh, that was good. I've enjoyed this. We should do this without RDT more often. Don't tell
So
him I
we
said
need-
that.
We need a word for the comments. I
Um,
propose poop cigar.
No, that'll get so demonetized.
Yeah.
No.
What about hashtag? No, don't do hashtag because it'll get caught up with
Automod.
Just-
yeah.
with the
Just
auto mod. But
debated.
I was
Super
thinking, better without RDT. And then just every single comment.
What if just RDT is the word? Just anything about RDT. Tell him you miss him. Tell him you love him. Tell him you like the show without him. Just anything.
Okay,
about
yeah,
RDT.
okay, we can do that.
I mean, you can't tell them to lie for,
Okay.
I can tell them to do whatever I want them to.
Oh, can you?
Look, if you're not willing to lie for me, then really I have no interest in
Rip
watching.
There you go.
DT.
There you go. R.I.P. RDT.
Or just rip DT. Like, rip.
There's the
Any
ambulance.
variation of RDT, rip DT, rip RDT, and then anything about RDT. As long as RDT's in the comments somewhere, it'll count for the count next week. If you made it to this part of the podcast 2 hours later, good job. All right, we're done.
Good
That's
job.
it.
Thank God.
Thank you guys for joining us. It was a good one. Do you want to say goodbye,
still-
guys? What,
I'm
you
still
still?
looking at the image of
I know, I
Nos.
can't. It was so
Stop
good.
looking at me. Quit.
Oh, it's so good. All right, I want that pic of Nos as my wallpaper. Yeah, just it's better if you tile it as well, so it's like lots of them all over the screen. That's what it needs to be. All right, do you want to say goodbye, guys?
No.
Oh, thank you for standing in for RDT as well, MB Hammer, and
Quite
being
welcome.
upgraded to co-host now. You were interesting and entertaining.
I wish
Thank
we
you.
could have given you more of a pay raise, but
Yeah, to the sense that we're making.
our AdSense isn't
Yeah.
not so good. Not
Yeah.
good. And this one's gonna get demonetized for sure.
Nah,
Yeah.
it'll be fine. I tried to use, I wasn't.
Yeah.
It's fine. It'll be fine.
It'll
Don't
be
worry.
fine. We're too small for them to worry about it.
Yeah.
All right.
Sliding us a few extra quid.
Yeah.
There you go, boys. Keep on doing what you're doing.
All right. Do you want to say goodbye, guys?
Goodbye,
No.
guys.
And Nos isn't saying goodbye. Okay. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. See you all
I
next
have
time.
to go to work now.
Oh. Have fun.
Enjoy.
No. Goodbye.
See you
I hope
later,
your car
guys.
doesn't break down.
Oh, Nos. Making him feel so good about himself. It's going to be fine, Nos. We'll be here again next month to do it all over again.
Speak for yourself.
And we'll be here for the Choking Hazard Gaming Night, which will be back
Oh, yeah, 2
in
weeks.
2 weeks' time, where we're going to be playing Monopoly. More chance for Nos to get even more salty.
I get
And
to be
subscribe to the
thimble.
channel if you haven't
I'm
already.
the thimble. Listen, I'm the thimble. No one else can be the thimble.
Oh, we need to discuss pieces. I assume Bruff will want to be the car.
Yeah, immediately that was what came to mind. So this could
The
be
battleship
we
is
could have an
objectively
argument
the best
before we
piece,
even
though.
start.
Well,
Yeah,
can,
we'll
I,
have to.
can I be the top hat? I like being the top hat. if I'm
That
not the
seems
All right. Well, we don't have an argument, and RDT's not here, so he has to take whatever's left. So that works.
He'll probably take the battleship, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
RDT seems like a battleship kind of guy.
Yeah. We'll see what he chooses. This will be the next 2 weeks. Everybody wondering what he's going to choose.
Or the dog.
Or
might
he
choose
could,
the
yeah, he could choose the dog. Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time. Bye bye.
Goodbye.